Hey, welcome back to the Pop Culture Cafe. I am Huck, and the weekend's over, and that can only mean one thing. Well, the weekend box office numbers are in, and I am here to go over those with you guys today. Tell you what sort of slipped out of the top 10 and what new things slid in. Two movies that did not return this week would be American Underdog with Zachary Levi and The 355. They did not crack into the top 10. But I'm about to tell you what did crack into the top 10. Before I do that, do me a favor, please, if you're new to my channel, get on down there and hit like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And that's it. So let's get going. So the number one spot this week was Death on the Nile, the Kenneth Branagh-led masterpiece. He's bringing in that whole Perot, universe thing. They did Murder on the Orient Express a couple years ago, and now he's got this. So I'm kind of curious to see if he's going to do a few more of these Perot movies based on that character. So kind of excited. I didn't see the other one or this one, but I'm a fan of that genre. If you're probably a fan of Knives Out, I would imagine that these are in that vein. That's sort of whodunit kind of thriller stuff. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that. It made $12.8 million at the box office. Not a bad turn, not great, but it was a slow weekend because of the Super Bowl, so that probably kept a lot of people away. But some people did go out for that. You know what else they went out for? Was number 2, Jackass Forever. That's right. Some people just could not get enough of them guys shooting themselves out of cannons or probably smashing themselves in the balls. And this weekend they made $8 million, a little over $8 million, like $8 million and change, bringing their total to $37 million. And crawling up on its tail was another new release. Death on the Nile was a new release. This is the other new release for the weekend. There are 3. So the second one was Marry Me with Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson, and that brought in only $8 million, just under Jackass. So a brand new romantic comedy with Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson could not take down Jackass in their second weekend, which is a little surprising given that this is the Valentine's weekend. And I realized that we had the Super Bowl, so that knocked out probably a lot of people going out. So, but still, you'd think that would have been what knocked them up a little bit higher, but not quite. But at number 4, still holding strong in that top 5, no surprise, Spider-Man No Way Home. This thing is a monster, y'all. Brought in another $7.1 million, bringing its domestic total to $759 million. Woo! Go get him, Spider-Man. Tell you, that was a fantastic film. I love that movie. I thought it was a 5-star film. That's what I gave it over on my Letterboxd account. If you haven't checked me out on Letterboxd, jump on over there and see all the things I've been rating and watching and all that good stuff. And that is definitely in my 5-star list. And coming in at number 5 is another new release with Liam Neeson. That's right. If you love Liam Neeson doing his I have a special set of skills. Nailed that impression. Anyway, we have another one, and it's called Backlight. And Backlight only brought in $3.6 million. I'm wondering if the audience for Liam Neeson kicking ass is starting to wane. So, I don't know. Maybe this will be sort of the telltale for him. Okay, I'm 15 years after Taken, I forget, but it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since he's hit success with something like Taken. So, but he still brought in $3.6 million. So kudos to Liam Neeson. I love that dude. Super pumped about that. I will be checking that out probably when it hits home video or streaming or something like that. So that's our top 5. Here's the bottom 5 of our top 10. At number 6, we have Sing 2. That franchise is still going quite strong. It brought in $2.9 million at a total of $143 million so far. So never underestimate the desire of parents to take their kids out and see a family-friendly comedy that's got music and amazing vocal performances by a lot of talented artists. So I can see why Sing 2 is doing quite well. Now, what is not doing quite well in its second week is Moonfall, because it did fall down to number 7. The Roland Emmerich disaster film Around the Moon is just not doing it for audiences. It only made $2.8 million this weekend, bringing its total to about $15 million. So that's not a good sign for this film. It's probably going to peter out, probably less than $22 million at that rate. So, That's too bad because those movies cost money. But here's a film that is still doing quite well in the Scream franchise, and that is Scream. It's made $2.8 million, and that was good enough to give it the number 8 spot for the weekend. And it has brought in $73 million so far. And I'm sure it cost a lot less than Moonfall, so it's doing very well. I love the Scream franchise. I haven't seen this yet, but I definitely want to check that out soon. At number 9, it's a film I wasn't a big fan of, and that is Licorice Pizza, Paul Thomas Anderson's new film. It only made $922,000 at the box office, bringing its total to about $13 million. His movies don't tend to be big box office bonanzas. They tend to be very niche with their audiences. So let me know in the comments if this was your niche. If you saw it and you're like, oh yeah, that hit all the marks for me. But for me, it was just like constantly, it was just a mess, I thought. I don't know. Anyway, you be the judge. If you liked it, that's great. I just did not. So there you go. And at number 10, the second sequel in the Kingsman franchise, The Kingsman. I definitely want to see this as well. I've seen the other two, and I enjoyed them very much. It made $433,000 at the box office, bringing its total to $36 million. All right, guys, that is going to do it for the top 10 at our box office. Now let's jump over to the streaming channels and check out our number ones. So now we're going to go through the streaming networks and give you the top movie, just the top number one, because I don't want to give you like 1,000 top 10s here. So we'll proceed with just the number ones on these particular platforms. Starting with Netflix, once again, The Tinder Swindler comes in the number one spot on Netflix. And on HBO, we have not a movie, but a documentary called And Just Like That, the documentary, which is based on the TV show And Just Like That, which is sort of the sequel show to Sex and the City, which we're actually watching here. I'm watching that with my wife. It's pretty good, you know? I just sort of enjoy seeing those characters again. I don't know if it's better than the original series because, you know, you do get Samantha in the old series, and Samantha hasn't returned for this one that I know of. You know, we're only halfway through, so maybe there'll be a surprise at the end. But so, yeah, if you haven't seen it Just Like That, check it out. See if it's your cup of tea. All right, so that is what's happening on HBO. And over on Disney Plus, Encanto continues to rule the roost over there. What a fabulous animated film. I actually love that. Great music, good characters. It's pretty funny. And over on Amazon Prime, Ghostbusters Afterlife is scaring up the number one spot. See what I did there? Of course you did. Anyway, yeah, so they're doing quite well with that. And then over on iTunes and on Google Play, we have No Time to Die, the James Bond film. So Bond is still doing quite well out there. People want to see Daniel Craig's final farewell as the Agent 007. And on Paramount Plus, I'm going to add Paramount Plus this week, is Paw Patrol, the movie. Aww, Paw Patrol. Kind of makes you wonder. It's like the strongest thing that Paramount Plus has right now is their number one movie is Paw Patrol. But, you know, hey, again, family. It's like Encanto being on Disney Plus. Like, just families are seeking out these great family films. And I remember seeing Paw Patrol with my daughter. They were kind of cute TV shows. So I can see why that would be up there. And over on Hulu, probably because of Spider-Man No Way Home being such a big hit, they have Spider-Man Homecoming over there doing very, very well. So kudos to them. And if you are a Vudu user, if you get all your digital codes and a lot of your movies are stored on Vudu, Ghostbusters Afterlife is also doing well there in the number one spot. So there you go. That is the number ones on all those streaming services. I hope you enjoyed this recap of the weekend. Do me a favor, if you're new to my channel, please hit like and subscribe. That really means a lot to me, and I would appreciate it. So until next time, I'll catch you later.